Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Saya with Creative Living and Wellness, and today we were super excited to have a webinar scheduled for hope, inspiration, and intention. However, we had a trial run yesterday and it worked just fine. However, today when we logged on about a half an hour ago, we were having some technical issues. So, being the resilient soul that I like to think that I am, I decided, oh no, after I panicked and then stretched for a bit, had a bit of water, and decided, okay, what am I going to do? It's a little too late. By about a minute after 3 o'clock to notify folks that we're going to log in. So I decided, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I decided to just go ahead and do a brief synopsis of the webinar and then reschedule it. So what I wanted to talk to everybody about was hope, inspiration, and intention. And the things that are really important to folks are, what is hope? What does hope mean to you? And I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants because I had some notes already there on my computer, and so some basics, what I think everybody really needs to know about hope. We all hope, right? We all have hopes and dreams, and there are some core concepts of hope, right? So in our hopes, we have dreams, wishes, imaginings, and those are all really, really important to hope, right? So is hope, do you think that hope is kind of bred in the bone? Do you think we just are born with hope? Do you think that we can cultivate hope? I'm a proponent that we can all cultivate hope. So those core concepts, as I mentioned, the wishing, believing, imagining, are all really important to hope. Hope, I think, is our most precious, valuable resource that we have as human beings. I think a sibling rivalry to hope is worry. Worry really doesn't do hope and us much good. Hope is strength to do nothing but wait, right? Is there a time to stop waiting for hope? I wanted to talk about that. And then the worst hope of all is that false hope. That hope that hope just really isn't there for us. And then there's that hope that can kind of break our hearts, right? So this isn't the kind of hope, however, this is what I'm not talking about. The hope and wishing that I really hope that I'm going to pass my exam. I hope that he or she is going to fall in love with me. When I talk about hope, inspiration, and intention, what I'm talking about is those hopes and dreams that we have, that we hold really close to our heart and our soul. They're in our mind. These are hopes and that we have that are so meaningful to us. And sometimes we keep them there. We keep them so close, and at times we do them a disservice because we keep them held captive, and they're yearning to be let free. And how do we cultivate those? How do we bring them to fruition so that they become fully alive and present in our life? Okay. So that wishing and that imagining and that believing that they can really truly come true for us. So I also was going to, and we will when we reschedule this, talk about hopeful people. We all know hopeful people. Perhaps you are one of them. How do hopeful people get that way? How do hopeful people keep hope alive? And it's no secret, really. There are no trapdoors. There's no secret passageways. You too can learn those tips and secrets, even in times of overwhelm and worry and distress. We live in a really hectic, busy society. There's a ton of demands on us. We all wear many, many hats. So how do we keep those hopes from sliding to the back burner? And how do we keep working on them so that we can live fully alive? How do those hopeful people remember those hopes in times that are so challenging and when things get really rough? So there are some ways that hopeful people do those. If you are a spiritual person, and spiritual doesn't mean that always that it is the organized religion. It could mean spirituality takes on many forms, and what role does hope play in that for people? Strengths, tapping into our own strengths to have hope, and where you see inspiration. How do you find inspiration? How do you take those marvelous, inspired moments, those everyday moments, to help tap into those hopes that you have? How do we live simple, beautiful lives every day to help us bring hope into the world? I have some step-by-step methods that will help us bring more hope, more joy, more inspiration into your life. It isn't arduous. It is easy. It's fun. It's just absolutely fabulous, because the more hopeful we are, the easier life actually becomes. We can live a life much more ready to fulfill those dreams. We can live a life of ease, a life more fulfilling, more rewarding to ourselves, a lot less stress-free. That doesn't mean that we're going to eliminate stress. Stress is a natural part of life. In fact, even positive stress can affect us. When we are more hopeful, our blood pressure decreases. We are able to think more clearly. We are able to be more resilient, so that when your webinar platform tests your patience, you're able to think a little more clearly and be a little more resilient. More hopeful people tend to be a little more positive. So what I'm going to do is, instead of ramble on and on and on, which I certainly could, I have been talking about researching hope and providing some inspiration and some methodologies and some knowledge and tools for people to become more hopeful for the last 15 years, if not more. I would love to share those with you. I'm going to reschedule this webinar so that people can, I'd like for this to be much more interactive. I would like to share with you some of those tools, and I would like to build a hopeful community. So that being said, I'm going to stop what I'm saying, reschedule this so that we can build that interactive time together and dive a little further into this really important, crucial topic of hope, inspiration, and intention. I will give you a sneak peek. I am getting ready to launch something that's really exciting. It's called VIA. It's my Hope VIA. It's Hope, Vision, Inspiration, Intention, Action Academy. It is well, I'm just going to leave it at that. It's just really exciting. I've had a lot of people ask whether I would do something similar to this. So if hope is your thing and you are in need of a community and some step-by-step guide posts to help you along the way, if you've got hopes and dreams brewing that you have been on the back burner, I sure would love it if you'd join us for this webinar that I promise to get scheduled without any glitches. But also, please feel free to comment. You can reach me on Instagram at Creative Living and Wellness. You can drop me a line at Saya, S-A-Y-A, at creativelivingandwellness.com. You can check me out on my Facebook page, and that is Creative Living and Wellness, and I'll be there. Or certainly follow me here. I do plan on doing some more YouTube videos. So until we meet again, take care and live fully alive. Bye-bye.